Let's discuss the components of sensation seeking. In our last lesson, we looked at the history of sensation seeking research. Now let's examine how sensation seeking has been described. But one last warning before we go into this lesson. Be sure you've taken the brief sensation seeking survey. It takes less than 3 minutes to complete. Now, if you go through this lesson before you take the brief sensation seeking survey, it could influence your scores. Dr. Marvin Zuckerman recognized that sensation seeking is complex. It's made up of 4 distinct components, each of which contributes to an individual's unique way of seeking or avoiding situations. Let's take a look at each of them. First, there's thrill and adventure seeking. When you think of a thrill seeker, the thrill and adventure seeking component of sensation seeking probably comes to mind. This component of sensation seeking is all about the joy of at least moderately frightening activities. Those with high scores in thrill and adventure seeking try to find physical activities that are exciting and risky. Maybe it's race car driving or roller coasters or wingsuits. It's the danger that beckons the thrill and adventure seeker. Risks may be ignored, tolerated, or minimized. Next, there's experience seeking. Even if you're not an extreme thrill and adventure seeker, there may be a component of sensation seeking that applies to you. So while you might not like to skydive, you may exhibit a sensation-seeking trait associated with people who enjoy new, complex, and intense sensations and experiences of the mind and of the senses. Experience seekers find their sensation in travel, food, cultures, and people. The third component of sensation-seeking is disinhibition. Disinhibition involves our ability to be spontaneous. It includes searching for opportunities to let loose. People with strong disinhibition tendencies will act regardless of potential consequences, while those with low disinhibition tendencies control their behavior more carefully and think through everything. They look before they leap. The fourth and final component of sensation seeking is called boredom susceptibility. Boredom susceptibility boils down to your ability to tolerate the absence of external stimulation. It measures how easily you become bored and how irritated you might get when you do get bored. The sensation-seeking survey comes in 2 different formats. The full sensation-seeking survey consists of 40 forced-choice questions and takes about 15 minutes to complete. The brief sensation survey consists of 8 questions on a Likert-type scale. It's quick and takes only about 5 minutes to finish. Now, both links were provided for you in the reading page prior to the video lecture. If you haven't taken it, feel free to pause the video now and complete the brief sensation-seeking survey before resuming. Let's interpret your score for the brief sensation survey, or the BSS. It's important to remember that there are no good or bad scores. The survey just describes the 4 components of sensation seeking. After completing the survey, you should have received 2 sets of scores, your overall score and your score on each of the 4 components. Let's take a look at your overall score first. Overall scores on the BSS will range from 8 to 40. If you score between 8 and 16, you are a low sensation seeker. You're more likely to be a chill seeker than a thrill seeker. A score from 16 to 28 is average. The average sensation seeker may enjoy some new things, but doesn't want to get too stimulated. Anything over 28 means you're a high sensation seeker. You are more likely to feel a need for new experiences or stimulation, and you also might find yourself easily bored. But the total score doesn't tell the whole story. Your score at each of the 4 components will explain the type of sensation seeker you are. Remember, thrill and adventure seeking is your desire to engage in activities involving some physical danger or risks. For thrill and adventure seeking, a score under 4 means you enjoy calmer activities. Between 4 and 7 means you like activities that get your blood pumping. Anything over 7 means you're drawn to the most exciting experiences. Experience seeking is the quest for sensations of the mind and of the senses. Experience seeking scores under 4 mean you're more comfortable with familiar experiences. Between 4 and 7 means you like a balance of experiences of the mind and of the senses. Over 7, well, that means you crave the most interesting experiences. Boredom susceptibility describes how easily you get bored and how irritated you become when bored. People who score under 4 can stay with the familiar for a long time. Between 4 and 7 means you may like traditions, but you need variation every now and then. Over 7, that means you can get easily bored and crave something new. Disinhibition is your ability to be unrestrained. Lower scores, under 4, mean that you like to have fun but have clear limits. Between 4 and 7 indicates you go wild at times, but you won't just do anything. Over 7, you may not stop to ask what people think before doing something that sounds fun. In the next lesson, we'll look more at the types of sensation seekers there are out there.